Okay, Shrimataji, let's rinse our feet. We'll be ready to start soon. Jai Shrimataji.
नमस्ते गणपतये त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं तत्त्वमसि त्वमेव केवलं कर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव केवलं हर्तासि त्वमेव सर्वं खल्विदं ब्रह्मासि त्वं साक्षात् तत्त्वमसि नित्यं ऋतं वच्मि सत्यं वच्मि अवत्वमाम् अववक्तारम् अवाश्रोतारम् अवदत्तारम् अवधातारम् अवानुचानवशिष्यम् अवपाश्चातत् अवपुरस्तत् अवोत्तरातत् अवदक्षिणातत् अवचोर्वतत् अवधरातत् सर्वतो मां पाहि पाहि समन्तत् त्वं मयस्त्वं चिन्मयः त्वं आनन्दमयस्त्वं ब्रह्ममयः त्वं सच्चिदानन्दविद्योऽसि त्वं प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वं ज्ञानमयो विज्ञानमयोऽसि सर्वं जगदिदं ततो जायते सर्वं जगदिदं ततस्तिष्ठति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि लयमेष्यति सर्वं जगदिदं त्वयि प्रत्येति त्वं भूमिरापो नलो नीलो नमः त्वं चत्वारि वक्पदानि त्वं गुणत्रयातीतः त्वं देहत्रयातीतः त्वं कालत्रयातीतः त्वं मूलाधारस्थितोऽसि नित्यं त्वं शक्तित्रयात्मकः त्वं योगिनो दयान्ति नित्यं त्वं ब्रह्मास्त्वं विष्णुस्त्वं रुद्रास्त्वम् इन्द्रास्त्वम् अग्निस्त्वं वायुस्त्वं सूर्यास्त्वं चन्द्रमास्त्वं ब्रह्मा भूर्भुवस्सुरः गणादिं पूर्वमुच्चार्य वर्णादिं तदनन्तरम् अनुस्वारः परतरः अर्धेन्दुलसितं तारेणारुद्धम् एतत्तवामनुस्वरूपं भकारः पूर्वरूपम् आकारो मध्यमरूपम् अनुस्वाराश्चान्त्यरूपम् बिन्दुरुत्तरारूपम् नवासन्धानं संहिता सन्धिः सैषा गणेशविद्या गणाकारोषिः नीचोत्गायत्री छन्दः गणपतिर्देवता ॐ गं गणपतये नमः एकदन्ताय विद्महे वक्रतुण्डाय धीमहि तन्नो दन्तिः प्रचोदयात् एकदन्तं चतुर्हस्तं पश्यामन्कुशधारिणं रदं च वरदं हस्तै बिभ्रणामुशकध्वजं रक्तं लम्बोदरं शूर्पकर्णकं रक्तवाससं रक्तगन्धानुलिप्ताङ्गं रक्तपुष्पैः सुपूजितं भक्तानुकम्पिनं देवं जगत्करमच्युतम् आविर्भूतं च सृष्टौ प्रकृतेः पुरुषः परम् एवं ध्यायति यो नित्यं सा योगी योगिनं वरः नमो व्रतपतये नमो गणपतये नमः प्रमथपतये नमस्ते लम्बोदराय एकदन्ताय विघ्ननाशिने शिवासुताय श्रीवरदामूर्तये नमः। साक्षात् श्री आदिशक्ति माताजी श्री निर्मला देवी नमो।
This is a recording of the lecture given by Her Holiness Mataji Nirmala Devi on the third day of the seminar held at Bharatiya Vidya Bhavan between 17 to 19 February 1975.
Yesterday I explained to you the position of Kundalini in our spinal cord, why it exists there and what are its functions. God has created human beings in His own image, and all these things that I have told you yesterday are first built up in the body of the Virata, that is the aspect of God, in which all that is created exists. But let us see in the human beings what role this Kundalini plays. As I have told you yesterday that there are three powers which exist in our body, and the most important is the central one, which is incarnated as Mahalakshmi, which helps us to evolve into a superhuman being. That channel is known as Sushumna, which I have shown you in the center, and there is a gap between the navel point and the abode of the Kundalini. This portion of that channel, or you can say of that energy, is settled down here as Kundalini, which is not used till you get the chance of meeting somebody who can give you self-realization, and that is the only time the Kundalini rises. These two exist within us psychologically. One as the constructive power by which we think, or we can say the pre-conscious mind, the mana, the postman, which is every moment receiving something from the conscious mind and putting it into the subconscious mind. For example, you are listening to me, you are paying attention to me, I am talking something. You are receiving it from me and it is going into your past. Again, you are receiving from me, it is going in the past. So this represents the pre-conscious mind, while the other is the storing of all your experiences is the subconscious mind. We have two minds lying vertically parallel on both the sides of the Sushumna. This is one of the greatest facts. Most of people who have been searching God have not understood. That to go to your Sushumna Nadi, or to go to your present moment, at this moment when you are listening to me, moment to moment you are living, this conscious mind, to approach that conscious mind and stay there at that point. One need not go to the subconscious or to the pre-conscious. One need not control the pre-conscious mind, that is the mana. Neither it is necessary for you to go to the subconscious mind as to have these siddhis and things like that and do all the bhuta vidya and prakriti. Both things are not at all necessary. On the contrary, those who go on these lines might be able to see the kundalini, might be able to see all these chakras from the back door. While in the center, when you rise in the Sushumna Nadi, then you do not see anything whatsoever, but you just jump out. Later on, you can come down and see all these things. For example, I live in London. In my house is about 10 miles drive from the station. Some people, visitors are coming to see me, so I have to receive them at the station. I go there, receive them, and they come to my house direct. You know about London that nobody is seen on the streets. It's a very small village, so there is nobody on the streets. You can't meet anybody. You just come straight to your own house. And then you enter inside the house. You stay there. Then you know your neighbors gradually. But supposing somebody arrives without telling me, and he has to find out my house. So he goes from places to places. To the back door, because front door nobody is willing to open in England. Especially in London. People are afraid. So he goes from the back door, goes from one house to another house, inquiring as to where is this house, where I have to go. And the people call him inside, give him tea, offer him something, and the person is lost there. He never reaches the real house. In the same way, those people who go on the sites, either by pre-conscious method or by the subconscious method, both of them jump into something else which has nothing to do with the central path, but they are thrown sideways either to the right or to the left through the resonance. And there are some people who want you to be deluded, to be stopped, to be sponged, exploited, so they stop you going like that. That is what enticement is. That is what we call as the hypnosis. When you hypnotize a person, what happens is that his attention immediately goes into his subconscious mind and he is hypnotized. But we do not understand that by hypnosis, it is not only our subconscious in which we are existing. While we sleep, we are in our subconscious, but there is no hypnosis. Actually, in the subconscious mind, beyond the subconscious mind, is the connection with the collective subconscious, which we call as the paralog. The complete dead exist there. All those who have died exist there. So these people enter into your psyche, become one with your psyche, and they dominate your personality in your head, and you become absolutely hypnotized. Then you can do whatever you like with that person. The thinking power is completely finished. Your brain is completely washed off. You may call it conditioning. I say it's much worse than that. Conditioning is a very, very mild word. Actually, we never get conditioned if we are left to ourselves. But we get conditioned when we start reading other people. When we start attending to such people, meeting them, taking prasad from them, food from them. You have seen people wear doras and gandas and things like that. All these things carry the germ of conditioning, the hypnosis. The dead soul sits in that. They exist whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not. Even the psychologists, I have some very great psychologists as my disciples. They were arguing with me, why do you call it a spirit? Then I said, what will you call it? They said it can be because you know the person, might be your father, might be your mother. You must have seen the picture Psycho where they have shown he was trying to copy his mother. I said, but what about the people whom you have never seen, you have not known? You talk like that person, and if you verify it, you find it. In London, I visited one lunatic asylum where I found there were patients they could not understand. When I talked to them, they started talking as if somebody said that I do not belong to this place. I belong to Paris. I live there. And this thing happened. And there was an accident. I died. And this lady had come to Paris and I got over. I asked this lady what happened. She would not say anything. She didn't know she was in shock. Then we inquired. I told them, you find her. And there was such and such person who died at such and such point with an accident. And this lady had gone there and she had a shock because her husband was lost somewhere. And she was in a shocked condition. In that shocked condition, this identity went into. But all such identities that enter into your psyche are one of the most depraved people. Absolutely depravity personified. They are the worst type of people you could think of. They can tell all kinds of lies. They can do whatever is possible under the sun. I mean, even the animals won't do things as they can. Those who are good people never enter into the body of somebody, but sometimes hover around it. For example, somebody's husband dies or wife dies. Or the mother dies, especially the mother. If the mother dies in very small childhood, then the mother doesn't want to leave the son or the daughter because she wants to protect. She is with the child all the time, but she doesn't harm. But of course, that affects the child's personality too. And the child's manifestation to become himself because the hovering of the mother. I have found out during the 6-7 years of my experiments with people that on your hand you can feel it if there is such an affectation on a person. It can happen to anybody, to the most religious, to the nicest person. And sometimes it can happen to a person who is shocked, who is under some kind of a mental strain. In London, there is an organization known as Universal Curative Center or something like that by Dr. Lamb. This Dr. Lamb doesn't exist. He died long time back. There are many organizations like that. I'm giving you an example. He died long time back. Of course, they are honest people and they tell the truth. They don't tell lies. But they don't know the after effects of this kind of a treatment. This fellow died in London. And he felt that his manifestation or whatever he wanted to do was not complete. He was dissatisfied. So when one soldier was fighting in Vietnam, he was shocked with something. This doctor entered into his being and told him that you go to my son and ask him to open his dispensary and I will talk to him. You just don't worry. And he drove this man mad so that he could not help it and he had to go to London. He was an uneducated soldier. He went and talked to this son of his and he told him that I am such and such and you better open your dispensary. I want to start my work and also my operations. He was amazed. This soldier, an uncouth person, he has never seen what is surgery. How is he going to operate? So the person inside him told him, no, I am your father. Believe me. And then he told him lots of secrets which passed between the son and the father. And he was quite convinced and they opened this Universal Curative Center or whatever you may call it. You can give any name. And they started curing people. They said at about 5 o'clock, at this time, you will feel something. And 5 o'clock, anywhere in the world, when they sent you the letter that at 5 o'clock in your place, I will appear, the person felt shivering. The person felt terrible shivering in the body and the person felt all right and better and many things were cured. But later on, after 1 year or 2 years, that person started suffering from neurosis. All kinds of troubles came to him. His family lost all fortunes and all kinds of problems, and the whole body started aching and everything happened. All these things are absolute truth. We have patients from that center whom I have treated myself. These are the spirits which enter into your body and cure you, and don't believe in all such cures. You should be cured by your own power, that is the Kundalini, which is lying here, which is going to recharge your battery. Don't depend on all these cures which people are giving you, that I will give you some mantra, you put it here. Those mantras mean nothing else but a spirit. I can prove it to you. Many people who have been with me in the beginning were very much against me when I told them about it. But gradually they realized that this is a thing in our earth. It is working. There is a very big war on between the evil forces and the divine forces. You cannot see that. They are having a strategy now, a wonderful strategy, as all clever, cunning, worthless people have, is to come on this earth as human beings, take the name of God and act as fifth column. Supposing Russians want to invade America or Americans want to invade Russia. They take the name of Americans, go there, live like Americans, or they may take the name of Russians and live like Russians. They call them gods, incarnations, all kinds of things. In London, somebody told me that Christ has come. I said, really? I never knew that. How do you believe he's a Christ? Because he says he's a Christ. I said, everybody can say that. What is so great in that? No, Christ has come. He says, I am Christ. I said, there is a very simple test of Christ. You go and find. You tell him to control the elements. Can he control the elements? Christ used to control the elements. If somebody says, I am the Adi Shakti, ask them, can you control the Kundalini of people? If you cannot, then you are not Adi Shakti. All these signs and symptoms are already given in our books. We have not to believe these people what they tell us, these fake people. We have to understand that this is all given in our books. The problem is the modern generation is most uneducated. If you read Devi Mahatmya, a simple book written by Markandeya Swami, you will know that all these things given in that how to make out a person who is an incarnation, who is not an incarnation. Of course, there is an incarnating power which has incarnated, as I have told you yesterday, and is going to incarnate. But you must know that if these people have taken some garb, the incarnation is also going to take some garb to hide and work secretly. You are the people who should know how to judge a person who is real and who is unreal. Who are the people who have come in this world to destroy all the good forces, all the constructive forces, and establish complete destruction? You have to judge. You have to find out. And that is the force I am talking you about, which is we call the negative force. That is at work. Believe me, you may not like it, because you just refuse it, whatever is new to you. It exists. In this city of Bombay, you'll be surprised, there are many centers like this which are working secretly to harm other people. You go and pay some money to that person, he'll take some money from you and he can put a spell on the enemies of that person. Even for 5 rupees, these dirty people can put a spell on another person and they do not know that what are they up to. You can live without food in this world, but with such sinful life, God knows what is going to happen to these people. I always say, forgive them. It's a tremendous profession which these people are working at. They will show you miracles, you will feel it's a very great thing that has happened. That's all worked out through these negative forces. You beware of them. They will show you chamatkaras. All kinds of chamatkaras can be shown. And you may start believing them, thinking that they are very great people. The Sahaj Yoga has come at the time when you people do not know much about these. Your forefathers knew better. That time Sahaj Yoga did not come, where they would never believe in a sadhu who showed trick. Never, never, never. In my own family, we had once a very interesting incident when there was a wedding on. And the people who came were very fussy people. You know, in UP, people can fuss a lot about things. They said, we'll have dahi barat. So you cannot make it so quickly. And they said, it's very difficult to make it. But there's one Bighar Baba who is sitting outside the city. We can call him. He will do it. So they called that Bighar Baba. And the Bighar Baba came and he said, there is no dahi bada anywhere in the city just now, but I will get you dahi bada. No doubt. But you should allow me to go away next moment. He closed all the doors. One window he left it open and he sat down. After some time he opened the door and they saw the dahi bada lying there. Naturally everybody was so worried that they took the dahi bada and started distributing. But when they returned back to see the Bighar Baba had disappeared nicely from there, from the window he had run away. Next day, the Mang, you know, we have got Mang people. Of course, still we are continuing with that dirty method of having some people as untouchables. They came over to clean and they saw these utensils, what we call as kullad. And they said, who has brought these dahi badas from our place? We were having a dinner there and suddenly all disappeared. Who has brought this? And all the Baratis got so annoyed and angry. They said, what is this? These Mangs have brought dahi badas and you have given us Mangs dahi badas. And then they realized why Bighar Baba had run away. They take a subtle form. They first of all control them. They go in the smashanas, they go everywhere. Most of these vibhutis that are coming is coming from smashan. Don't eat it. For heaven's sake, never eat these vibhutis. This chakra will be completely ruined. Open your head. Which God gave vibhuti for people to eat? This Bighar Baba had run away. I wish all of them run away. That's the best way you can solve the problem. But it is you who believe in all these things. There's a very rich man who came to me and he said a certain gentleman had given me, some Babaji had given me, very big diamond ring. I know the gentleman very well. I said, how many rings you have got? He said, I don't know. Then I said, why did you ask for the ring? He said, Mataji, I never asked for the ring. But the gentleman gave me and I thought it was Ashirwad, I took it. I said, but why didn't you give it to your driver who is a poor man? Then I said, but why have you come to me now? Now your Baba has given you anguti, you sit down at home, you do his bhajan, Radin sings his bhajan. Praise him, praise the Lord who has given you anguti. So the fellow got very upset and he said, then I must tell you something that I have come for. I said, what is it? He said, from my house many diamonds are missing. I said, very nice. I said, you please call your wife next time. I'll have a talk with her. The wife came and I took out the bada from her and I said, now talk. I said, what is it happening to you? She said, there's somebody in my head, or maybe in this ring, I think, who is telling me that these all worldly things are useless. You give them to Baba. Give all this to Baba. And I'm giving it to Baba. That lady is a lady doctor, you see. She is not an ordinary woman. She is an educated lady, a lady doctor of very great eminence. I was amazed. I said, what has happened to your brain? Have you sold them out? Just think about one thing. That the things that are stones and useless things, worthless things for you, why are they so important to Sri Babaji? Why is he taking them and why are you giving him stones? That struck her mind. She came to her senses. She said, yes, I never thought of it. And every time I go, he asks me, how many have you brought? This is what happens to your brains. You are washed up. People will tell you, take a sannyas. Very nicely. You all take a sannyas and give your money here. I'll manage your income tax. Come along. Very good way of taking sannyas. This is what these people are doing to you, and that is one of the greatest impediments I am facing in this country and abroad. When I find people, when I try to give them Kundalini, they say, Mataji, we just went for his lecture. And then, no, once I danced there, and what else? No, I just didn't do much. I only paid 1,000 rupees. I said, very nice. You have paid 1,000 rupees for 5-6 of them sitting on your head. You have no freedom at all left. From one conditioning to another conditioning you are willing to go, but not to a person who will tell you to be free. You will stay with one person who will condition you with something. It is a very nice thing that only by dancing you get God. Very wonderful thing of doing things. There is one gentleman who goes to America very often, who has made lots of money also, who puts you into trance. One of his disciples came to India and he discovered about me, and then he came to London to see. His name is Mr. Jean. He told me that, Mataji, I have a very funny thing that is happening to me. I said, what happened? I am a disciple and such person. And then what happened? What's wrong with you? He said, the problem is, you see, when I started meditating according to him, I got into trance. And when I came down from trance, I felt that I must kill my parents. They are good for nothing. Why should I have my parents? I must kill them. Who are they to me? But I started judging. This is not religion. This nobody has done. Rama obeyed his parents. Who has killed his parents? I started thinking about it. So when I went again into trance, I came back and I started feeling I must kill myself. And he said, I have tried to kill myself many a times. Many a times I have tried to kill, and he's a son of a rich man. And my father sent me to India to meet you, but you were not there, so I have come here. I asked him, Jean, what did your master tell you? What mantra? So he told me one name of a very great Rishi, Shringa. Shringa was a very great Rishi who was responsible for the yajna done by Dasharatha for having a son. I said, how can such a great man enter into his psyche? It's impossible. So I said, all right, you take the name of that Shringa. How do you do it? He closed his eyes and started saying Shringa, Shringa, Shringa. Immediately that fellow, the horrible one came on his face. I could see he had 2 horrible eyes and very big teeth, and he had only one unicorn. That also you know is known as Shringa. Shringa also means the horn. And it was this fellow with 1 horn. So I know all these tricks very well. I tied with Mr. Shringa. I brought him home. And I tied him onto one of these. Don't get frightened. Nothing to be serious about. When the mother is there, she has to tell you everything. I tied him to a tree. And I said, Mr. Shringa, will you please tell me what are you up to? Otherwise, I will never release you. I must know what is he up to. As you catch some spies and then you take out all that is happening on the other side of the earth. Mr. Shringa came out with the reality. He told me that we are on the other side, on the negative side, are trying to build up our empire of destruction, of depravity. And for that, we few Rakshasas are working for one of these gentlemen who is a Rakshas. And he told me the name of his Rakshas who was once upon a time killed by Devi Durga. And this fellow is in contact with about thousands of Rakshasas, but there are very few who can enter into the psyche of human beings. So, I am trained that whenever I am called, because they are subtle bodies, I come to those people, I enter into their psyche, guide them, and through me, I put these other Rakshasas into other people's psyche. So the thing starts expanding like it. You get surprised, thousands of people thronging for what introduction of that spirit in you. They introduce these spirits into them and they do not know, they do not care for it. That it is the introduction of the spirit. They just do not believe in it. They will never accept it. They will go on with it and go on with it. But then I said, why? Why is it that you made this fellow kill his parents? He said, because we want more dead people. We want more dead people to come in to help us, who can enter into the psyche of human beings. And then, because he refused to kill his parents, we wanted to kill him. And then what do you want, ultimately? He said, there will be an epidemic of criminality in this United States. And that's a fact. They work when there are drugs on. You take the drug, your awareness goes down, immediately it can be inserted. This is a very wonderful way of doing things. Here I am alone standing with my half-hearted disciples. Because I do not entice them, they are free, absolute free in their own freedom. In their entire awareness, they have to accept it and take it. And to practice it. And to go ahead with the war of love. We on one side are preaching love. The other side is hatred, but they will take the name of love and put hatred. That's why you will find they are always contradicting themselves. There is no other proof, but you will find in their mind a tormenting truth. A person who talks of religion has to be a very peace-loving, affectionate, kind, helpful person. While these dharmic people, if you find them, they'll beat their wives, they'll beat their children, they'll beat everyone that is possible. If possible, they can kill us. Because there is a depraved personality inside. And ultimately, they have a senile, they die of insanity. At this moment in Kali Yuga, we are standing so precariously on this verge of destruction. I am not telling you stories. Believe me, it is. If you want the complete transformation of this age into a beautiful age of reality, truth and love and bliss, it is in your hands to choose today in your all freedom. You have to gather courage and know that you are the chosen ones who have to do this job.
Jai Shri Mataji, this is an early recording, so it might not have been clear all the way to everyone. So this is the talk. We are on Amrita for anyone who would like to have a listen to the whole talk, and the transcript is in there as well. Shri Mataji has explained how Rakshasas can enter into humans from the left side. Shri Mataji then actually is talking to an entity who tells her that they're basically creating an army by entering human minds, and gives that example of America full of criminals. But nowadays that applies to most of the world. For us yogis, the most important words are, they have an army, I'm alone with half-baked yogis. Remember in 1990, Sri Mataji said, we can change the world in 10 years, but you really have to be deep yogis. Let us individually and collectively ensure we are not in the left, but continuously clearing to be in the center, which is the only way to be our Holy Mother's channel and instrument. Sri Mataji has also said that we are chosen. So what kind of yogis does Sri Mataji want? Let's listen to her.
स्पष्टपणे समजून घ्या. आदिशक्तीने तुम्हाला निवडलेलं आहे. ज्या कार्यासाठी हे तुमचं परम भाग्य आहे. अनेक वर्षाचं तुमचं पुण्य आज कामाला येणार आहे. तेव्हा कृपा करून त्याच्या लायक व्हा. कसले तरी रडत राहू घोडं ह्याच्यात चालणार नाही. आणि असे जर असते तर तुम्ही जगातून निघालेले बरे. आजपासून सगळ्यांनी हा मनात विचार घ्यायचा. ज्या शिवाजीला भवानीने नुसती तलवार देऊन एवढं प्रभावी केलं, तीच भवानी आज तुमच्या समोर बोलते आहे. ती तुम्हाला कुठे पोचून देईल याचा काही अंदाज आहे का तुम्हाला? तर आजच्या या शुभ प्रसंगी नम्रपणे व्रतनिश्चय आपण ठरवायचं की आम्ही सहयोगी आहोत आणि मरणापर्यंत आम्ही सहयोगी राहू आणि त्याच्याही नंतर आम्ही सहयोगी आहोत. हे अनंतातलं आमचं मिळवलेलं आहे आणि आम्ही तसे राहू. आणि अशा वीरश्रीनी आणि अशा गौरवानी आयुष्यात राहिलं पाहिजे. हा गौरव असायला पाहिजे. त्यात तुमचं काही चुकलेलं नाहीये. परमेश्वराचं कार्य करणं हे फार मोठं आहे आणि तुम्हाला आम्ही निवडलेलं आहे. तुमचा आम्ही गौरव केला. आता तुम्ही सुद्धा परमेश्वराचा गौरव वाढवावा असा माझा तुम्हाला अनंत आशीर्वाद आहे.
Understand this clearly. Adi Shakti has chosen you for this work. It is your divine fortune. Your many years of punyas are going to bear fruit today, so please be worthy of it. Crying over some trivial things won't work. If that is the case, then it is better if you leave Sahaja Yoga. For everybody must keep this in mind, that the goddess Bhavani, who made Shivaji Maharaj so effective by just giving him a sword, that same Bhavani is speaking in front of you. Do you have any idea that she can make you reach such a high level? So, on this auspicious occasion, with humility, by becoming determined with an oath, we have to decide that we are Sahaja Yogis and that we will remain Sahaja Yogis until we die. And even after that, we will be Sahaja Yogis. This we have earned from Ananta, and that is how we will stay. And with courage and dignity is how you should remain in your lives. You have to be proud of it, and in that you have not committed any mistake. It is a very big thing to do God's work, and I have selected you, and I have glorified you, and now I bless you infinitely, that you should also increase the glory of God Almighty. May God bless you.
Let's be in silence for a little while.
Mother, please come in my heart. Let me clean my heart so that you are there. Put your feet into my heart. Let your feet be worshipped in my heart. Let me not be in delusion. Take me away from illusions. Keep me in reality. Take away the sheen of superficiality. Let me enjoy your feet in my heart. Let me see your feet in my heart.
Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. Thank you, Shri Mataji, again and again. We thank our Sahaj family for joining us with your loving vibrations. Jai Shri Mataji.